Morning, family. This is Ricky, and welcome to Hope for Today. Yeah, it's the middle of July, and I have on a jacket. What of it? Guys, I hope you're doing well. I'm praying that your summer is just delightful and that you are resting in the promises of Jesus Christ. I want to go straight to 2 Corinthians chapter 12. This is that wonderful story about what the Apostle Paul was going through when there was this great thorn in his flesh. And you're watching today, and perhaps there's a thorn in your flesh that is perplexing you in your life, causing anxiety and trouble. What do you do when you don't know what to do? That's the question that we want to entertain today at Hope for Today. Paul is praying about this thorn in his flesh. 3 times the Bible says that he petitioned the throne of God to do something about this pain he was going through. God's response in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9 was this: "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." I want to ask you one question. Who are you when you're in trouble? Who are you when you're suffering? Who are you when things are going bad in your life? Because you got to reckon with that question, Hope for Today, family, because whoever you are when you're suffering is who you are. Whoever you are when you're in trouble is who you are. And no wonder in his own wisdom and sovereignty, God allows trouble for us so we can be reminded of what's truly important in life and who's important in life to authenticate our faith in Jesus Christ. And I would argue that in your times of trouble, your witness has a better platform when you're under pressure than when you're at peacetime. Can I illustrate this? You see, when life is going well and you got a boat on the lake and a house on the hill and 2.2 kids that have straight teeth and get straight A's, and you say that Jesus is good, the world around you gives Jesus a golf clap. Right? Whoop-de-doo, he's good because everything's going good in your life. Oh, but friend, when all hell is breaking loose and your children are wayward and your money is funny and your credit don't get it and your body is weary and the doctor says he's done all he can do, but your faith in Jesus resolves publicly that Jesus is still good, that's when the world moves past golf clap and says, sit down with me and tell me about this Jesus who's even good in the midst of storms. I say all that to say in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, Paul has made up his mind that he's still good even with a thorn in my flesh. And he's recognizing now who he is in times of trouble. But that doesn't mean we just get to kind of close our eyes and just muscle through it as if pain really doesn't feel like pain. There's 3 things I think are important that were important for Paul in 2 Corinthians chapter 12. It's important for us in our times of trouble. 3 things you need to remember. Number 1, remember God's character. Remember God's character. Translation, when you're in trouble, God's not mad at you, he's just invested in you. A lot of times we think when I'm in trouble, God's mad, God don't like me, God don't love me, and all those good things. But if God put Paul through a thorn in the flesh, he'll put you through stuff to authenticate your faith and make you strong. Remember his character. Number 2, remember his promises. God hadn't promised us healing, but he has promised us peace. And as God says to Paul, my grace is sufficient for you. What I've done through Christ for you is enough for you, is a reminder that God may not heal me, but he will peace me. God may not deliver me today, but he'll deliver me someday. It's the good news of the gospel that even in storms, he'll give me a peace that passes understanding. Remember God's character, remember God's promises, and remember God's salvation. Translation, friend, trouble don't last always. That whether it's today or whether it's 10 years from now or whether it's when I die and go to heaven, whatever is perplexing me, I will be delivered from someday. It may be today, but if it's not today, it will be when I see him again in glory. And there's coming an awesome moment in heaven when you'll look at God and he'll play back the Netflix stream that was your life. In the chapter 4 moment that has you in pain today, one day you're going to look back at the playback and you're going to say, God, I wouldn't change a thing. Everything you did now makes sense because I see the big picture plan of what you were doing in me. Remember his character, remember his promises, and remember his salvation. Love y'all. That's Hope for Today. I'll see you next time.